We're going to go ahead and do a reading specifically for twin flames, for the divine feminine, for the divine masculine, to see what is going on. And today we have Venus trine Jupiter. This is bringing an amazing positive energy for both your love life and your finances. This is a lucky day too. So this is time to kind of go after what you want in these areas. So we'll talk a little bit about the energies, but this is like a really, really good trine that we can be tapping into. Now, we're also getting ready to make some big shifts as we're getting ready to go into Capricorn season, and we have our winter solstice on the 21st. So we're already in those energies too. And Capricorn is always really, really good energy for, so the rest of December is amazing energy for planting seeds for what you want long term when it comes to your relationships. This is a time to celebrate as we go into the solstice, but it's also a time where we kind of open up to these spiritual energies and even to the spiritual during this time. So amazing energies to be working with over the next couple of days. We want to be tapping into the energies of the solstice. It can really, really help us. So oftentimes when we go into these higher frequency energies, they highlight things that we may need to be working on or that we may need to be healing. So it can bring up things in our lessons or things kind of going on, but they give us an opportunity to also heal things if we're needing it too. So powerful energies coming at us. We definitely want to be aligning with them and using them to shift into a higher alignment too. We're going to start with a reading for the divine feminine, just to see what's going on. Remember, this is just a general collective reading. I always encourage you to do the one-on-one phone call sessions on my website if you do need a reading. So only take what resonates for you. And check out the healings on my website too. I am an energy healer. I have a ton of healings, clearings, and activations on there. I also do twin flame coaching, which I've designed to help you to heal the things that come up specifically for twin flames too. So I've kind of put that together for you. I have a ton of stuff on my website. Go with what you resonate with for this reading, and go with what calls you for my website too. I have so much stuff on there. I have a lot of stuff up there for the solstice and even the holidays too. So check out all the healings and things that I have on my website. I have it all up to date through the holiday too. Okay, reading for the divine feminine, divine masculine. If you're watching, direct messages from your feminine. I wonder if you still think about me. How do you feel about me now that you've had time to reflect? So, and I was telling my twin flame this morning, that oftentimes I see, because I do so much work in these areas, right? That I see that with twin flames, this isn't for everyone, just take it if it resonates for you, but for a lot of twin flames, the story that you will play out with your twin flame may even take place over many years. And I feel that because it takes place over many lifetimes. This is just a little piece of the puzzle, right, when it comes to this. But focusing on this life, oftentimes I see with twin flames that you might have had something going on with your twin flame where it could play out across many years. There can be things in the way. I was like talking about this. There could be obstacles in the way, life circumstances, things that come up within any of these, we'll call them narratives, that are going to play out with your twin flame. So you have this connection with this person. Everyone is different as to how that will play out and how this will go. This is meant to be a spiritual connection. Well, obviously it is a spiritual connection, but it's also meant to be a healing connection. So oftentimes this is a different type of connection, which is going to encourage you to really focus on yourself, to heal and to let go of any issues. And it just kind of depends on what you're working on specifically when it comes to that too. One of the biggest mistakes I see twin flames making is not focusing on the healing until they end up in separation. And I say by then it might be too late, or it might be challenging, right, to pull out of that. So I feel that one of the best things that you can do, everyone should be focusing on their healing anyway, but especially for twin flame, that you should be focused on your own self-healing. And this will help you a lot so that your energy is right and that you're not going into these mishaps and doing separations. When times got tough, I gave up too soon. And make sure you're not giving up on this. It's one way that you can see this through too. So if you give up on any manifestation, we'll say this is a manifestation of your soul. When you give up on any type of manifestation, well, are you going to see results? It depends. Probably not. You're like, okay. So you want to stay focused on what it is that you want in your life. If it's twin flame union that you're working on manifesting because you're in union and you're manifesting what you want with that union, or you're in separation trying to manifest union, one of the best things you can do is to stay focused and to see this through. I love you, but I'm afraid to reach out and have you reject me. This is one of the biggest things I see with twin flames. Now, not for everyone, but oftentimes you guys have to go into deep wounds around abandonment and rejection. This is not from this person. These are wounds that you carry that tend to bleed into our experience. So when you have these type of wounds from earlier relationships or earlier childhood experiences, they tend to bleed into the twin flame experience and be re-triggered. It depends. So oftentimes when I see this happen, some people, they can recover and heal and get over it fast. Some people won't let go of it and they have a really hard time because of ego or deeper wounds that it triggers. And I'll see a lot of twin flames. I've seen this very common where neither one of you will contact the other and you just kind of stay in limbo with it. You stay in separation. And it just kind of depends on your unique situation. So oftentimes one or both twin flames may be healing wounds around fear of rejection or even abandonment. I want you to see the real me now. I've been hiding from our love for too long. I want a future with you. So we talked a little bit about Capricorn season coming up, and this is for the 21st, and this is good energy when we go to the solstice. So in Sagittarius season, it's like travel and like thinking outside the box. And then we have, of course, we have Venus in Aquarius, which is encouraging us to free ourselves from toxic situations around our love life. And if they're stifling us, they're not good for us, they gotta go. Right? So it's encouraging us to kind of step outside of how we're seeing things. And then we're gonna go into this Capricorn season, which helps us to build a stable foundation in the future that we want when it comes to our relationships too. So right now, while we're wrapping up December, you're in this space where you're being guided to really reflect on and think about what you want for your life. And so this is a time to plant those seeds, and we are anyways. We're always doing this work whether we realize it or not. So to put those intentions out there for what you want, especially for 2025 and even longer term. Every time my phone rings, I hope it's you. I want to treat you the way that you deserve. I can't let you go. Absence. I feel like part of me is missing without you. A lot of times twin flames will have, we were talking yesterday a little bit about it, so I don't want to go into the same topics. We're going to do something different, obviously. But okay, sometimes you're doing these spaces together and apart. When we look at the scope of our earth journey, you can see that in the bigger picture. We might have other karmic lessons, things we got to learn, it depends on why these kind of things happen. But one thing that I see with a lot of twin flames is a lot of you guys are healing separation anxiety and things like that without your twin flame. And I was saying this is exactly why you need spaces to be by yourself, because in the higher is you and source, and you're having to connect with source for that energy that you need, or to really tap into the spiritual too. So if you guys are in some type of separation or even spaces where you're in union and you're apart from your twin flame a little bit, make sure that you're really connecting with yourself, connecting with those source energies. It's going to help to give you that energy flow that you need. So we have reflection. Being away from you has allowed me to gain clarity, and twin flame makes you think and reflect on a lot of things. This could be right now with that Jupiter energy. Jupiter is retrograde. So we have Venus, we'll say touching, right? Trine Jupiter. And with that energy, it has us reflecting on previous relationship patterns so that we can do better moving forward. And you're meant to learn certain things, maybe not repeat certain mistakes, or to work on certain things through our relationships. This is how we do a lot of our learning here on earth too, through our connections and through some of the soul contracts that will play out. So with this Jupiter energy, it's all about healing from the past and letting go of past energies. We also have our sun is square Chiron today. So this is bringing a lot of healing energy and kind of bringing up things too. So it's giving you a chance to heal from your past and to release things that may still be weighing or bothering you from your past. Values, we have a lot of differences. Okay, this is my sacral card too. And this could be, we're healing imbalances. Twin flame is something where it will trigger things energetically. Any type of imbalances. For some, this might be trying to control the outcome or how the situation goes. and I really see the big picture of it. It's Sagittarius, right? We're seeing the big picture, that a lot of these connections are to help us to strip away the illusions in our life, how we see ourselves, how we see others, and to heal imbalances. So oftentimes we might have some energy imbalances going on, like chakra blocks, blocked up energy, you know, whatever it is, and that this shines a light on these areas by triggering some of these things, whether we're carrying deep wounds around love, or we have these energy areas that we need to work on. So this type of connection oftentimes will highlight some of these imbalances so that you can heal them and to clear blocks and to become more balanced in whatever ways that it does. So if you're moving through some type of triggers, or, you know, some type of disharmony kind of coming up, because I see that happening a lot through the collective, really working on your chakra system, your energy, healing yourself, and things like that will really help you. So I brought these cards. You're being initiated. We are being initiated into higher states of consciousness. This is what happens when we awaken. We're being guided to do that work. So I was explaining to someone, like, kind of last night, I did a healing session, and they were asking me about my energy. Okay, I do a lot of energy work, obviously on others, but on myself too. And I think this is important too, that we are, we'll say, merging this into our lifestyle and making this our lifestyle, where we're really taking care of ourselves. And yes, I mean, on the physical level, we're physical beings, but also on the spiritual level, and then the energetic level. So there's many ways that we're doing the healing work. I think we'll start with some of these bodies. We'll say we have our physical body. Make sure you're eating better foods, make sure you're getting nature, taking care of your root chakra, taking care of your overall health. That's huge too. Like, sometimes self-care is like doing things we need to do for ourselves or whatever it is, right? So make sure you're taking care of your physical body. This is very important, obviously, for our journey. And then, of course, we have the mental, huge, right? So this is actually connected. A lot of times when we have negative thoughts, we don't realize that they're actually coming from the energy system. We'll get into that in a minute. So we need to really clear out our energy system too, which will consist of many areas, but we can look at our internal, back to the physical. The chakra is part of our physical body. It's part of our spiritual and our energy body too, but it's also a huge part of our physical body too. So when we have imbalances, we don't feel as well, but connected to the mental too. And so sometimes we're wanting to clear out our energy body. It helps a lot with the physical. It helps a lot with the mental too. So we want to also do that work, where we received a lot of 3D negative programming. And now as we're integrating into this 5D consciousness, or state of consciousness, right, and expanding our consciousness to the 5D level, say 4D and 5D level for people, then we have to do that work. And that is the area in between 3D and 5D. Like, hi, you've had an awakening, you're in the 4D, but you need to be able to do the work to maintain this 5D state of frequency and consciousness. So oftentimes this is the space in between where we do the deepest work. And the work doesn't stop. Like, if you guys are doing this work, you'll keep going, right? It's not like it stops. So you keep working on yourself. And in order to expand your consciousness, it also comes down to things like you got to get rid of every single negative thought in your head. So you have to pay attention to it and do that inner work, because it is our negativity that is sabotaging us. It was never anything outside of ourselves. Everything outside of you is a reflection of your thoughts. So we have to do a lot of inner work to heal and clean up negative thoughts that we're having that are oftentimes reoccurring. So oftentimes these are things that are, because this is a relationship reading, getting in the way of what we're manifesting when it comes to our connections and our relationships. You're thinking it is happening, I know. And so, you know, we have to really do that inner work on that level, but also the energy level too. So when we have imbalances and things like that, it throws everything out of balance too. So a lot of having this healthy union that a lot of people are trying to master comes down to also having this healthy inner union with yourself, because you're masculine, we'll say masculine, but goes for the other side too, because this is a reading for the Divine Feminine, is a reflection of your thoughts, your energy. And I always say DM, because we're doing reading for the feminine, but it goes both ways. We'll mirror back your energy, your thoughts, what you're saying, and we'll mirror it all back, right? And things like that, as this is literally a reflection of your own consciousness and where you're at, to show you certain things so that you can use, and any relationship is a mirror too, and it can show you many different things within what you're attracting, or, you know, where you're at within your love life. So we have a lot of healing self to have a healthier union. So when you're out of union with yourself, out of alignment. Now, I really look at ascension as to get closer, we'll say to God, source. I say source, but a lot of people might still be in that 3D version of it. So to get closer with the spiritual, to ascend, right? And to connect more with source. And that's that inner alignment, our higher inner alignment. And then this is going to be a reflection of that too. So this is like the higher attainment of ascension, is to raise up and to connect more with source. So sometimes when we do this energy work to clear blockages and things like that, we can also connect more with this energy and also embody more of it too, because we hold this spiritual energy within our physical body too. So we can't just go from the 3D into these higher states. There's a lot of work that needs to be done with our physical body, with our energy body, to hold more of this light and to embody more of this light too. So we have a lot of healing happening, and it doesn't surprise me. This is my next card, Healing Past Timelines. And this is Atlantis energy, learning from the past, and history repeats itself. So I can give you good examples. I was telling my twin flame that when I moved back to America, I had to do this very deep work. And it came up a few times. I had to do this very deep work of going back into very old timelines and having to once again, because I thought I was already done this work, right? To once again go into this very deep healing from my own past, to go into these old timelines. And then it happened again when I moved timelines again. I had to go back into very old aspects of self and old traumas and things that had happened again to go into these things. And I was saying that I was revisiting or having to go deeper into this healing again to go into some of these timelines. And I feel it's about collapsing them in, or these are where the blocks are, or areas that were traumatic that we need healing. And that I had to go back into these areas. And so sometimes we're having, like, our healing is, as they say, not a straight line. We're having to revisit and go back into things. And this is a very deep work, deep spiritual work done over many, many years within your life too. And so this could be for many different reasons. Like, it could just be things on the energy level, or things that are coming up to heal more thoroughly again, or things that are repeating patterns. Or I always find that too, like if you find that you have repeating patterns in your relationships in any type of way, red flags, right? Okay, like to look at these things so that you know that you need to heal these things. And there might be many ways that you do that too. A lot of you guys are needing healthier boundaries and to, take care of yourself more so that your partner will too. Or you might have old traumas that are coming up and, coming into your, I say bleeding through into your connection with your twin flame, or things that you're still working on within yourself. If you have certain patterns or behaviors or, things that aren't very good that you're working on, it just kind of depends. And this goes back very, very long into past lifetimes even too, but we're going to focus obviously on this lifetime too. So you may have things from your past that are affecting you. We know that obviously when we haven't healed enough of our inner child, this sabotages our connections, or previous relationship can leave blocks and things like that, and can kind of muddy things up, or, turn into issues in the now. And it just kind of depends too. So oftentimes a lot of current issues that you may be experiencing are usually rooted in the past and healing that you need to go back into. And usually on the energy level, I always say that, you've been through it, you think you're fine, but you're having some problems maybe in your relationships. And it's because you have energy blocks too. So that's how I'm into healing. You guys know that about me. And so sometimes when we heal the energy blocks, so this is usually common that you meet your twin flame and that the energy blocks are getting in the way. And this is why you need to do some type of energy healing. I have lots of, twin flame energy block clears or things like that on my website of doing some type of energy work. And I see some people, like I said, not wanting to heal, and then they usually run into separation problems, because this is a connection that will push you to heal more, and that's going to try to wake you up, because within the awakening and within the ascension, you're supposed to be healing anyway. So your twin flame is actually like, they light the match usually, and usually, unfortunately, it's through like separations and things not going great that get your attention, right? Or whatever it is going on. So We're supposed to be healing anyway and working on ourselves on this deep level for our ascension. And this is a connection that has a lot to do with awakening and your ascension and healing and letting go of things that might be hindering your, we'll say, spiritual growth or your path, or, you know, things that you need to work on too. It just depends on how that will be mirrored back to you through this connection. So deep work coming up. Now, because this is like healing the past, it might be triggering things from your past. Creation energy, what is trying to be birthed through you. And I love this because we're in this December space, which I know a lot of you guys are probably noticing you're having more powerful dreams. And the reason why is because we're connecting more on the subconscious level and we're able to tap in more, right? So we're able to like pull through more, and then we're in a very void-like space. That's always, there are real spaces that you will pass through. Like, I wish I could draw a little map of your awakening. You're like, okay, you're going to probably pass through the void. Oh my gosh, in other dimensions, right? So when we talk about spiritual awakening, it can take us into other dimensions of our soul, jokes aside, right? And there might be spaces that you have to pass through, right? We could talk from the 3 to the 4 to the 5, or background. Like I say background. Okay, and background, and areas that you're going to have to go through. And we talk about being initiated within the spiritual areas that you'll have to pass through. And I say within yourself, but you'll think you're making a little journey on earth, right? But these are spaces that you pass through on the spiritual and on the soul level, and this void-like space is one of them, like where you will have things stripped away, ego, things not serving you in your life, your own hopefully patterns and things, and you might feel like you're laid bare at a certain point. This is why a lot of people going into awakening, and this, you'll think it happens right when you wake up, but you might come back around with it. I see a lot of people losing things. This could be connections, jobs, material. And this is my tower moments, right? I always say, I describe it like the rug's ripped out from under you. And I know, right? And you go through these stages, we'll call them. So you may go through different layers of loss or letting go of things. And this could be in different ways. But it doesn't have to be that way. But it could also be a lot of times with the twin flame journey. A lot of you guys, you meet your twin flame and it's euphoria and you're in the love bubble and you know, are planning out your future and it's going amazing, and you end up in separation space. That could be a very void-like space too, I describe it as. Or even just from the transformation or different dimensions that you're going through within the awakening. So you might be in this very like void-like space. A lot of people go in and out of these spaces where some of you guys are in union, you're together with your twin flame, you're back in separation, you're in union, it depends. Or you've ended up in a separation, or just within your awakening with no twin flame, but we're going to stick to twin flame reading for this video. And it just depends, but you have to remember that in these spaces, these are the spaces where you go into the darkest layers of yourself. And so a lot of people are scared of the dark, even though you don't realize that this is where your power lies. So the people who have not done shadow work, oftentimes that shadow is still overruling you when it pops up from underneath and is sabotaging things. Those that have truly done that shadow work and learned how to integrate that, the shadow no longer is ruling you, being projected onto people or back to people through your outer experience. You've done this level of healing and alchemy to transmute these areas and to find your power also in these areas too, because we realize that the dark and light aspects balance each other, and then you know you're able to kind of tap into some of these things on many different levels. So we have this darkness, right? But this is where you learn how to manifest and tap into your manifesting gifts and abilities, because it is in the darkness, in the void, that literally you will create the next, I'll call it a level, the next part of your path moving forward. So sometimes when you're in these darker spaces, number one, they help you to find your light. As we know, a lot of people, they go through dark night of the soul, but generally you're awakened when you meet your twin flame, I would hope, right? I'm like, okay, so hopefully you've already been through that. Those that are unawakened, they may go through a dark night of the soul from this connection being the catalyst for their awakening. It depends, but hopefully you're already awakened and have done that level or layer of work. And it's more of the void space as I describe it. And it is in this space where you can manifest. Now we're in that space now. We're in the darkest couple of days of the year as we're getting ready for the solstice. I always say it'll be the darkest time during that solstice for us. And so this is like that space. This is a powerful space for tapping into your dreams, connecting with your subconscious, clearing deeply rooted subconscious patterns and behaviors and things you need to heal, healing with these energies, and even manifesting with these energies moving forward. So just know that when you're in these void-like spaces, whether times of the year, these are the spaces where we can very much connect with the spiritual and also our gifts and abilities, especially manifestation. The golden age of Gaia, cycles of consciousness, and returning to the golden age. And this is a lot of what's happening right now too. We have a lot of resistance because a lot of people are just, they call it their universes. They're in their worlds, they're in their universes. And we're trying to integrate into this 5D state of reality. And a lot of people maybe still, we'll say, in the 3D or trying to navigate the 4 to the 5. And so a lot of people are on different timelines or in different realities or different, we could call them levels, but I prefer frequencies, different frequencies of reality of what they're creating and what they're manifesting. And we're allowed to do that on planet Earth. You can create whatever you want. I'm just trying to help you do a little better with it, right? You can go ahead and you can create anything you want here. You want to go skydiving, we got that. You want to go join some whatever, sports team, go do it. Like, you can do probably anything you could think of. Get on Google, right? Anything, like, I know. Okay, probably anything you can think of or dream up is really here. And we know that from manifestation. Jokes aside, so we see there are different realities and different timelines. I was telling someone this morning, I said, we have this Facebook group. I said, listen, this is a 5D space, and you guys can keep that 3D stuff on those timelines for the people who need it. Like, I'm serious, right? All right, so some of you guys hopefully are trying to create a more 5D version of reality, and this may require you to also unplug from what's happening in the 3D right now and just be like, hey, that's not for me. I've outgrown some of this. So I do feel on a spiritual level, those that are awakened may be outgrowing, jokes aside, maybe outgrowing some of the dramas of the 3D, and hopefully you find yourself detaching a little bit from, whatever, some of the psyops around here, right? And that you might be detaching and trying to create a better version of reality for yourself or even with your twin flame, right? Okay, so this is going to require you to, expand your consciousness, work on your frequency so that you're leveling up. So when we let's look at the dimensions like stairs, different vibratory levels, 3 to 4 to 5, the ascension, right? Okay, and so they're like that, but they're just a different level or a different frequency, and that's how we travel, is by frequency. And so when we're on a real low frequency, we fall to the bottom, and that's the worst of the worst. When we're able to raise up our frequency, we can go into these higher dimensions that a lot of people can't perceive, because if you're on the 3D level, then you can't perceive what's above you. And so as you raise your vibration, you can perceive more and more, and you can see more and more. And this is about your own life, but also reality, or even the dimensions that you're existing in. And it opens up these entire realities that a lot of people maybe not be able to perceive, that are on that lower 3D level. And everyone's at different levels and layers of the soul, and that's okay. This is like a school. Like, you wouldn't be like, I know a lot of people like acting like they're awake in it. When you're in like a kindergarten through 6th grade class, you're not, you're hopefully not knocking the kindergartners. You're just on a different, level of it, or a different grade, we could say. Right? Much like that, people are at different places, and that's okay. And we have to respect that people need the lessons that they need. You can't just jump right to the higher level. Your soul is going to take you through all these lessons that you need to get there. And we always think people can just jump to another level, but they can't. So also respecting that people are at different places. Your partners are here to help you because they are at the same level with you and they're working on the same lessons. A lot of people don't like that, but all of your connections have met you where you are at to teach you something or to help you through the process, we'll say. Okay. So the Empress, this is abundance. We have this energy today. Venus is amazing. Jupiter, it brings lucky energy to anything it touches. Positive vibes. So this is for your love life, but also abundance. This is also shifting into, this is my divine feminine energy. I always love the Empress and Emperor's twin flame energy cards too. This is like literally for some of you guys, and this is my divine mother, but maybe some of you guys aren't a mom, and it's okay. It's embodying that sensual feminine energy, that softer energy. It's nurturing not just you, but you're learning how to nurture yourself and to take care of yourself, but also your twin flame and to nurture the connection. So when I think of that nurturing energy, it's literally like, I always talk about growing seeds, right? I know, and it's like everything you're thinking is happening within your connection, the energy you're putting into it, you get back what you put out of it. A lot of people say, they're like, oh, twin flame union, you're getting what you put into it too. And so if you're putting a lot of negativity into the connection, usually it doesn't do well and falls apart, or you end up, hurting each other in separation. But you're putting a lot of good energy into it, it will blossom and bloom and, be very rewarding, the work that you're putting into it. So you get back in life, but also within twin flame union, what you're putting into it. This is a card connected with listening to your intuition. And I always say that you need to during this time, and to better connect with it too. And that this is your own personal guidance for your situation. So some might need to unblock it. We talked a lot about needing to heal things and unblock things, because when we have a blocked up chakra system, especially the solar plexus, oftentimes we become disconnected from ourselves, who we are, and even our intuition. So our solar plexus is very important for who we are. And I don't mean the 3D avatars that when you were lost, you were creating out of society programming and wounded inner child interaction. I mean, like, who you truly become through doing this spiritual work and through your awakening, and also better connected with your intuition and your psychic abilities and gifts and things like that. So we have this energy too, and connecting with your emotions to guide you, or to, for as part of your intuition system. Okay, Two of Pentacles, and you're trying to balance a lot. This could be, I love it because it's Pentacles, it's financial energy. It's like you might be going through a lot of ups and downs. We could say that for December 2024, that it's coming with a lot of highs and lows. And I've known that ahead of time. We're almost done with the month. I'm not going to go there, right? So it's coming with a lot of highs and lows, and that's okay. Different energies we navigate. But also this connection might feel like that too, where you're going through like these ups and downs. And I always say that, and it could be just within yourself energetically, it could be emotionally, the connection, but also sometimes this is our resources where you're maybe just barely getting by and you don't know how, but you're making it work financially. Because sometimes when we do the coins or the pentacles, it's financial energy too, or just you got a lot going on and you're multitasking, like, you're needing to stay more balanced, because this is like barely kind of getting by. Okay, maybe you're barely scraping by in some way. This could be you're spread too thin. You got too much going on. I know we like to think that we can, because this is a reading for the feminine Wonder Woman, and get everything done, but sometimes you can't, right? And you're needing to prioritize. So this might be taking a look at your priorities, your finances, or even how you're juggling your time and energy. We're in Mars retrograde. I haven't gone through that a ton, but Divine Feminine, you're being guided to look at your interactions in life with your friends, family, lovers, even everyone. And you're being guided to clear connections that are one-sided. Okay, energy should be reciprocated. We see that as energy exchange when you go to work. Imagine if your employer just said, hey, you're going to work 40 hours and I'm not paying you. You'd say, I don't want to swear. You know what you'd say. Hey, how about you come to work and I'm not paying you ever again? You'd quit your job, right? All right. You say, this isn't worth my time. Okay, in a nice way, right? Now, it's like this in other areas of our life. That energy should be reciprocated. Remember, love is a currency, energy is a currency, money is a currency, right? In some type of way. And so a lot of times Divine Feminine has been taught to give and pour and give into connections that we know were not good for us. This could be love connections, friendships, families, things like that, where you were just over giving, overextending yourself, and ending up drained and I say biatchy, and drained or whatever. You're being guided with Mars retrograde to let go of some connections. And this is people not valuing your time and your energy or giving you anything back. And this could be, I hate to say it, energy vampire connections, people that are draining, people that are using their trauma as a way to, take energy from you. Time to tighten up the energy. Like, you know what's going on with this. So you're needing to have boundaries, and boundaries help to protect our energy. And I always say to pay attention to your energy levels. You're going to know people who drain you because they're draining. You're like, right? Most people are fine, but you're dealing with people. It's a mixed bag. And so to be mindful of your energy and to value your energy, because you need your time and energy to put into your own stuff sometimes. And if you don't have any, it can get you run down, sick, grumpy at the least, and things like that. So for Mars retrograde, we're doing a clear it. I know you got to deal with some stuff because you got to. I was saying that, like if it's your job, you probably got to deal with it. But there's some stuff you don't have to deal with if it's not serving you or not good for you too. So any connection should be mutual, kind of coming together as a collaboration, and hopefully it'll be good for both of you, right? And I love the power of energy exchange because a lot of the times our connections can heal us, they can transform us, they can teach us, they can do so much for us too. Just be mindful of any energy exchanges that aren't good for you or for your energy in some type of way, because Mars retrograde is still happening and we're being guided to heal our energy and to fix energy leaks that might be affecting us. And sometimes energy leaks can affect us in our relationships with other people. You're getting drained by your, I'll say, friend, and then you go into your twin flame connection and you're drained and not good, and it comes into the twin flame connection. Or you're getting drained by a partner and it's affecting your finances, or it can affect you in many different ways, so you're not feeling great, and things like that too. So it just depends. Tighten up your energy. We have the star. This is a destined connection, but it's also my future energy. A lot of you guys might be getting glimpses of the future. I was saying that this morning. I was getting shown things, right, about later on. I said I'm in the future. Okay. Anyways, but you might be getting glimpses of the future. Spirit might be giving you messages about where you're going, your future, things that will happen later. And I mean with your twin flame. This is a twin flame connection. Your twin flame might be telling you things about plans or things they want to do. This is like something faded, things that are fated to happen too. This is a fated connection, and I love dealing with the forces of the universe. Even karma is something that is destined to happen, right? So we have the fate, which fate and karma, they can be negative, it depends, or positive, right? But sometimes we can think of them in that sense. And then when we think of like destiny, and we think of a more positive tone. And I love this because it's the star energy too. So it's allowing the universe, we can call it the universe, to guide you and things like that. So this is like, when you get in alignment with the universe, this is where your blessings come in. This is where you heal, and then heal your union. Through healing yourself, you heal your union. So this is things that are destined to play out. This connection is one of them, but it also is up to you to do the work, to make it work too. So this is a destined connection. I think you already know that, like this is your person. Some people are confused, and I'm like, you wouldn't be. Like, right? Okay, you're gonna know, and usually you're made aware. And it could be in many different ways that you're made aware through your own intuition. Okay, so this is judgment, and this is my karmic energy, and this is like being asleep. And everyone will say, oh, I'm awake. And well, there's ways that you're still unconscious or needing to wake up a little more. And so this is what we're working on. So this is like ways that you're not seeing things right. This is like my karmic card, right? Now it's flipped. And so this is like needing to learn certain karmic lessons moving forward. This is how we get the real wisdom from Earth, and learning on Earth or learning about Earth too. So this is ways that you may need to awaken more to your situation, things in your own life. Now, one of my favorite things we need to awaken is our psychic gifts and abilities, right? And to bring them online more. That's why I have so many activations in my shop. Those are good for activating your gifts, abilities, bringing things online. I have a lot of those on my site, you'll notice. So one way that we can awaken, we'll say, our gifts more is through doing obviously the healing work and things like that, integrating more light codes and healing. And then maybe just needing to see with more clarity. I always say to do those sessions with me, it'll help you to see blind spots that a lot of things people don't notice going on. So I know we love to think we see, like, okay, let's just say a pie. I always give bad examples, but your life is a pie. You're seeing the slice of the pie, but like there's the rest of the pie that oftentimes we can't see, right? You're seeing your little slice. So to see more, so we can tap into the spiritual to get more information, we'll say. Sorry, my cat's in the way of the cards. Okay. So we're gonna do Divine Masculine messages. Okay, so this is for Divine Masculine Collective, Divine Feminine. If you're watching, messages from your masculine. My heart always comes back to you, even when I don't want to. And this is one thing that you'll notice about this, and I see this, that you'll always come back to this connection. This could be like actual in life. Some of you guys have done separation and come back together once you're healed and have got rid of, we'll say, healed anything that caused the issues anyway. You do the work and you'll come back together. With this person, or it could even just be like this person's always on your heart and mind. Heart chakra work. Oftentimes the masculine has things, we'll call them wounds, deep wounds. Some of these are from childhood, previous relationships, and even past lives. Heart chakra work coming up for the divine masculine. A lot of you guys are needing to do certain chakra work too. And I always say to do those chakra healings on my site because, you know, different ones going to take you through. I did one for someone last night and I was working on like 2 of the chakras. I said, next time you'll do the other 2, right? So you need to start to do more chakra work, but heart chakra coming up for the divine masculine collective right now too. This is just from previous things you've been through. My memories of you haunt me and keep me thinking about what could have been. And then once again, we talked about this seeing the future energy, especially as we're getting ready for 2025. You guys are going to hopefully be thinking about your path. You know where you've been, your path moving forward and where you want it to take you, or spirit may be showing you, the universe may be showing you where you're headed. You might be getting a lot of clarity. Wait, the space retrograde is over. Well, Mercury retrograde. And we're like in this moving forward energy as we're getting ready. Things are churning in the universe as we're getting ready, like churning butter, churning in the universe as we're getting ready for 2025. So you're thinking about things, and this is where the manifestation magic is happening. There's a lot of magic in the air, but also with today's Venus and Jupiter alignment, serendipity is in the air. This is the universe doing things on your behalf. I'm coming to you with an offer. Will you say yes? When I offer you my hand, will you take it? This might be someone that you want to spend the rest of your life with. I know a lot of masculines like that, where you guys think about marrying your twin flame, being with them. Obviously, long-term plans coming up. Our relationship was different and special. Other people don't understand it. This is a huge thing. I always say sometimes you guys might want to keep things private and stuff like that. Maybe people don't understand it. I said that too about I've seen so many twin flame stories of how they progress over years of time with the work I do. And so you guys might be intertwined in a way that is hard for other people to understand. Especially as a lot of the planet is still navigating the 3D experience, and that's usually karmic and soulmate experience. So you might be intertwined with how things are playing out. And this is the hard part too for divine masculine. A lot of people might not understand what you're going through. You might not even at times understand what's happening. When it comes to the twin flame journey, it's like usually, unless you've been through it, you probably don't understand it, right? Or it might not be for you. Now, we like to think that everyone, now I'll certainly say everyone does have a twin flame, but that doesn't mean that everyone will find them in this lifetime. I feel that you come together at certain points, right? And so we could say that, but not everyone is having a twin flame experience or on that journey at this moment. And we can't awaken people to that. It happens in divine timing if that's part of your lesson. So a lot of times you could be going through an ascension and not have met your twin flame, or vice versa, and things like that. So oftentimes it's hard for people to understand. This is why I say all the time to get support if you're on the twin flame journey, because it will really help you with the healing, especially if you can't see everything kind of coming up or what comes next, right? So I'm always here too and encouraging you guys to do more healing sessions or to get more help if you need it too. So it can be hard to, like, your friends and family may not understand it, just like the awakening, right? And things like that. But I'll tell you, your twin flame gets it. Like, they're on the other side of whatever's happening for you. You have to remember that too. So oftentimes we're in this illusions of separateness or our pain or our trauma we have to process, but you're always going through this with that other person. I miss your beautiful smile and joyous laugh. They used to light up my world. I'm caught up in a karmic relationship. This isn't for everyone. Karmics take many different forms, and oftentimes it's our harder lessons. Families are karmic, oftentimes, with how we draw them to us. Previous partners are generally karmic. Everyone other than, if it's romantic, everyone other than your twin flame, I always say, right? And you got to remember, this is why when you went through the relationships you did, generally, most people don't know they had a twin flame. I mean, you could have met them when you're 5 and never got to watch your mind, but generally, you just are going through this series of relationships or however many you had. And this is a reflection of the karmic work you were doing. Some people might have a little bit more, some people a little bit less. It just depends. And so oftentimes you won't understand when you're in a karmic connection of why it had to end. And when you meet your twin flame, it will make sense that you were meant to be with the twin flame. And so the universe actually was the one who broke up these connections. The universe brought you together with these people. And then when whatever was resolved or whatever unfinished business was worked out, whatever lessons you need, the connection was done. The universe usually steps in at that point. And it's hard for us to grasp and understand. Now, this could be karmic connections, can be our friends, family, lovers, people around us. It can take many different forms of some of these connections, but generally they're not good for us in some type of way. And they teach us things that we might not like. Okay, so sometimes I was explaining that connections become karmic when they're toxic or enabling or taking someone's power. These are agreements that we generally make with the other people to make ourselves feel better, but they're usually not good for us. They usually teach us lessons around love or finances or in different areas we might need it. And we don't want to end up in karmic situations because they just don't end well, or they don't go well, or they can be hard feelings or hurt feelings. Now, this could be previous karmic connections that you're healing from, or some are still intertwined with the karmics. Now, one of the most common things I see is that people are in an unhappy connection. It could just be a connection, a relationship, or marriage, but generally it's a marriage contract, because we don't understand that when we have a marriage, this is a government contract. I hate saying that. This is an earth-based thing that we do. We go get married in the court, right? And that this is of earth. And that when we deal with twin flame, this is something of heaven. This is something of the spiritual reality. So a lot of times people are married and they think they're going to be with this person, I would hope, for the rest of your life when you get married, but it doesn't go that way, because the universe, the divine, has other plans. But oftentimes when people do, in a pre-existing relationship, draw their twin flame, I always say you could never be in love with another person if you're in love with the first person, right? In that usually people just don't want to do the work to untangle themselves karmically. Usually the twin flame is around you in some sense. Like I always say, around you, you've met them or you've seen them, or it's sparked something or activating something in you. And it's not to get karmically entangled. We don't want to do that. It is to motivate you to untangle yourself, because generally you're not happy in the situation if you get honest with yourself. Some people will stay with the karmic and be unable to be with the twin flame, as they're not available, I always call it, right? They're not able to, and because they haven't done that work. Now, if they do the work, and some will end up with a twin flame. Everyone is different with these situations. This can indicate needing to heal something karmically. I suppose it could be with the twin flame too, something karmically from your past, or stuff that's come up karmic in the narratives or the healing, right? So divine masculine, maybe you're needing to heal or clear something karmically, and this could manifest in many different ways in your life, but affecting your twin flame situation, yes, it can happen on the other side of things too. I regret what I did to you. I realize all the mistakes I've made. You're always on my mind. I always say twin flames are always on each other's mind 24/7 generally. It can be hard to focus on other things, right? It can be like that. It depends though, but trust me, you're on each other's mind an awful lot. Okay, confusion. I feel unclear about where we stand. And some of you guys might not know what's going on. You might be in separation. You might be slow coming into union. And it depends on the work that needs to be done. There's no time stamp. I've seen people that come right into union and stay in union, and I've seen people that worked through separations for very lengthy periods. It just depends. Or were slow to come into union, but had these interactions happening with the twin flame. Watch out for gossip. I'm afraid of other people will think. This is one of the things masculine needs to heal, is letting go of old programming. This relationship generally won't fit into the 3D experience. It's a 5D union. And so it can go against your usual type of who this person is. It could go against, what your family expects of you. It could go against society expectations of how you're living and creating your life. And usually these are connections that inspire you to awaken more and to ascend and heal things. And it depends on how that may manifest for you. Some of you guys are having disagreements and not understanding each other, which is huge too. It might be like just post-retrograde, or it might be in general too, of having disagreements. So once again, the destiny card, I'm struggling to find the right path. This is a destiny connection, and something that's probably gonna help you, hopefully help you on your path. It might be something that shakes up, like usually with twin flame, I describe it like you're each having your life, and this has the capacity to implode things, and especially to come together. It's like stars, right? They implode and merge into one star, and both blow up and become one supernova or whatever. But it's like that with your lives. It might look like that. It might uproot both of you to come into a union and live together, or to be together, or in some type of way. Okay, so we have connected to ancient lands. There's a reason you're feeling called to specific places. I love it because we're in Sagittarius season. Some of you guys might be planning trips. I got my, ETA to travel yesterday. Okay, we're in Sagittarius season. It's a great time to plan trips. Jokes aside, I have my twin flame coming to America for the holiday. I'm really excited about it. Right? Some of you guys might be planning travel or holiday, but it doesn't have to be like that. Some of you guys, when you're feeling called to live somewhere, to move somewhere, to visit somewhere, this could be from past lifetimes, or even where you end up living. If you've been somewhere that's moved around a little bit, or you're feeling guided to different places. I always say spirit always guides me to places and things like that. So you have this connection, but also connected to the twin flame journey. You guys might go visit places, you guys might adventure to places, you might travel to places. This is why like sometimes people are single for a really long time and they're feeling guided to move to another city. And the reason being is because your twin flame might be there, or you might run into them. Wisdom from the stars. Within you is all of the wisdom from your many lifetimes around the cosmos. So we have this galactic awakening that's happening too, where a lot of you guys are awakening to the fact that you're a starseed, or integrating that in these galactic higher aspects as you're merging these pieces back together of your soul, of yourself. Maybe some of you guys are having, different experiences too, and I talk a lot about the galactic obviously stuff and how this can impact us within our awakening too. Some of you guys are being taught or guided, or this could be galactic knowledge being taught to you, coming back online and activating within you too. I always say we're like a little seed within, and you contain galactic DNA and even a lot of soul and spiritual information from your past lives. So a lot of this might be coming back online. I have a lot of like starseed origin readings to see where your soul comes from before this lifetime, and this will help you a lot with connecting to your soul gifts and abilities. Some of you guys might have galactic soul contracts that are huge, of keeping you on course within this lifetime, or even they might not come online until you're awakening. So you might not know that until you go through a spiritual awakening. It just depends. This journey is your own. We're all on our own path. Seek guidance from within. So you're going through your own journey despite the twin flame journey. You're being guided to trust the guidance that you're getting. Sometimes we love to overwrite it or second guess it or question it, even though you are seeing things and seeing things clearly. Trust what you're picking up on. Lemuria is rising, returning to our origin, heaven on earth. And this is what twin flames came here to create, is bringing heaven down to earth. I know we're there anyway in the 5D. We just don't realize that. Like, hello, wake up call, right? You've awoken in other dimensions. We're here to create and to manifest our dream reality, bringing that 5D down onto the earth plane. Multidimensional, you're a multidimensional being of light. So as we talked about different frequencies on the other side of things, and raising up your frequencies so that you can perceive more, tap into more, and even, hold more spiritually. We have the 10 of Wands. Some of you guys have been doing too much people pleasing, taking on others' energies, and like taking on a lot of stuff that isn't yours. This is huge. Empaths, you absorb it all. You become the people you surround yourself with. You're absorbing their energy and things like that. So it just might be like you're carrying a lot. And this goes for my childhood trauma. A lot of the wounds that you're carrying might be from childhood, passed down your family line, previous experiences, projections, hurts, wounds. Time to let it go. All those things that you're carrying. Some of it you've picked up along the way, like it isn't even yours. So letting go of and we'll call it energetic baggage. Letting go and dropping the energetic baggage. As you're healing, you're going to let go of so many layers of trauma. Some of it yours, some of it picked up along the way, we'll say. So we have the 10 of Cups, and this isn't for everyone, but some of you guys might be in a separation, or you're having some type of challenges, blocks, or disharmony coming up and things like that. So it just kind of depends. This can also indicate falling away from your 3D family of origin, or this happens a lot within the awakening. Like maybe you're going through an awakening and you're no longer resonating because the karma clears. And so it took me a long time to understand this. I get a lot of downloads on this stuff that, you might have lessons with certain people, like family, friends, and the lesson's over and that's it. It's over for good. And that can go like that. This could be something like your family of origin and no longer learning with them, or no longer doing lessons with them, or finding a resonance with them. And usually this only happens not based on love. Like if you love people, you're going to be around them. But if it's not there and it was just based on a karmic bond or a lesson, Sometimes these dissolve, we'll say, but this is usually affecting your twin flame reading. So this could be something from your own childhood affecting the union, or some type of separation energy, or, you know, not getting along great within the union and needing to heal it. Okay, so we have this is my temperance, this relationship healing. And a lot of you guys, that's why you're here, finding this video, to heal your love life, to heal your relationships, or to heal your situation. So this is like, you want peace and good connection, and this is like coming into a beautiful harmony and balance. This is my Archangel energy card and things like that. But oftentimes we have to heal within so that we can manifest this externally. It just kind of depends. So maybe needing to do some type of healing for your heart chakra, love life right now coming up. We have the King of Wands. Some of you guys feel like you don't have a lot of energy and that you're not getting out of your comfort zone. You feel good with where you're at, but this connection, the twin flame connection, is going to push you outside your comfort zone. I call them your little boxes. This is going to push you out of your little ego boxes. And oftentimes this could be your twin flame is very opposite to you in some ways, or it's encouraging you to like get outside of the ego. Oh my God, and it makes our ego very uncomfortable, or it's encouraging you to heal. And so like, and this can manifest in different ways. It's all about your energy right now, getting your energy up. So if you felt unmotivated, low in energy, time to do some energy work so that you can tap into more of that, okay? And this will help because it's all about, this is also connected with your energy card, but also in a block here, some type of block. So some type of energy block affecting your overall energy levels and how you're manifesting your goals and going after your goals. This is also a union card, so it could be affecting your union. Keep clearing your energy. This will help you to clear deeper energy blocks. So maybe you're just needing some type of energy clearing. I have about 1 million, I hope, on my website, right? Maybe needing just a quick clearance so you can get your energy right or get your energy levels up. All right, I'm going on that note. Have a beautiful day. Like I said, I have tons of stuff on my site for the solstice and even the next week ahead, probably about the week, right? Have a beautiful day. You can do anything in my shop anytime, anyways. Have a beautiful day. If you need it, just go ahead and book me on my website, sparksofdivinelighthealing.com. Have a beautiful day.